morning, sports fans. Do you know what time it is? I know what time it is. It is time for a PSA submission reveal. So I'm super psyched about this one, even though I probably shouldn't be. But I don't know if I'm going to chew anything today, but I do have some water. I'm going to try not to spill as I show you, like you've never seen water before. My throat's actually a little bit kind of sore right now, and doing long videos always makes it sore, so I'm a little bit concerned, so I thought I better hydrate. Alright, well, for many months I've been waiting for this to return to me. This is a submission of 111 cards that I sent off, which I think it says on here. Entered 8-7, yeah, it was entered 8-7, but it was like June when I sent this off. So they take a couple months, like 8 weeks, to enter things in. Josh Cohen is the guy who runs PSA Sports Cards. That's a third-party submitter of graded cards. So you send your cards to them, then they send them off, and then they get sent back to the third-party submitter, and then they send them back to you. So Josh, that's who Josh is, in case you're wondering. By the way, this was the first order that I sent to them. I've got a few with them that are still pending. This is the first one, and I don't think I'm going to use them again, just because I do have a membership to PSA, and there's not really a cost savings to using them. And it just kind of sucks to not have perfect visibility in the status of things. Whereas if I submit it myself, then I have that. There's some thought that using a large third-party submitter, especially somebody like Josh, who submits more cards than anybody else, is there some thought that might get better results for you, or quicker turnaround times? But that's probably not the case. The one thing that Josh would say, if you asked, is that his view is that things get entered into the system more quickly than if you send it by yourself. But I'm not sure that really has any actual advantage, other than you not wondering if your cards are robbed by some postal employee instead of delivered. So in any event, I barely recall what was in here. I think from a very brief glance at the pop list that I did not look at to see. Actually, I want to go in order, and this is not. I thought this was. Oh, this is. Okay, this is 1 of 6. All right. So there's 6 boxes. I'll show you the boxes. So yeah, I've said this a few times now, but I did not look at the grades for this order, but I did look at the overall kind of performance of the submission, and it was pretty crappy compared to what I've normally done. So I got 50% gem 10s in this order, and that's very low for me based on the last 2 submissions that I've done. I was hoping that I would just get the freaking slabs out, but this whole thing came out. So the real question is, which cards got the 10s and which got the 9s and lower? Because if it's the right cards getting the 10s, then, it still could be a pretty good submission. I will say that I did not get a single upcharge, so that's interesting. Suggests that maybe my more valuable cards only got 9s. Okay. Alright, well, you can't see the top, and that's kind of good, because then it doesn't reveal the next card. So I remember there was a fair bit of baseball, which is funny, because when I sent this in, it was June, so it was that was basically the beginning of it was actually before last season. So I was like, oh man, I'm sending all this baseball stuff in, and the baseball season's gonna be over. Well, yeah, the baseball season sending off like in the next day or two that I showed in my last video. I would probably plan to get that back in like, a year. So like basically the beginning of the 2021-22 basketball season is when I'll get that back, presumably. Alright, well, let's just get into this one. This is the first card, and it's a very nice Gem Min 10 Marco Luciano first Bowman from 2019. This is a pretty sweet card. I'm sure this has some decent value to it. The first Bowman PSA 10s of pretty much anybody who's a top prospect. But he is like one of the most collected top prospects. So this is a really good card to get. I'm psyched about this one. So happy there. I wanted to do a totally blind reveal, otherwise I might have looked up some of the prices here and kind of seen what the price difference is between a 9 and a 10. And I actually got a few 8.5, so I'll be interested to see what train wrecks those are. This is an even better hit. So this is a Megabox Mojo Refractor, and also got a 10, so that's pretty freaking awesome. I bet this one's maybe like even a couple $100. So pretty. Oh, the other thing is these cards were submitted so long ago that the price I paid to grade these in bulk was like $10 a card. So that's like awesome. So even though I got a lot of 9s in this order, I probably did quite well on, those 9s versus raw pricing. So I guess that's good. I got that going for me. And it's really nice that I get all this baseball back at a right in time for the baseball season. The market for baseball cards is definitely heating up big time. So here's a 9, and boy, nobody's hotter than Tatis right now. Gee whiz, people are snapping up his cards, but they don't seem to remember that he had kind of had a like poop of a year last year for a big chunk of it. He kind of came through at the end, and that was good. But I was kind of worried all his stuff was going to tank at a big part of last year. So kind of interesting to see everybody just jump on his bandwagon. I mean, if he gives us a slow start and everything's jacked up like 2x, 3x from what it was at the depth of last season, then his stuff's gonna get pounded hard. Sounds like a description of a porn or something. But anyways, this is pretty cool. It's a 2017, just, not a first Bowman or anything. And it's a refractor, so I would bet I pulled this out of like a box, with just all my San Diego Padres rookies. I organized my rookies by team, so I would bet this I'm sure as a 10 this would be like super nice, but as a 9 it's still, compared to like, sitting in my my prospects box, it's worth about $0 to me. And so whatever this is worth minus 10 is kind of my return on that. So pretty cool. Alright, here's kind of a bummer. Would have loved to have gotten a oh man, there's like a piece of dust inside the case. Well, that's not helping me, but that wasn't there when I submitted, so those frickin' bastards at PSA must have gotten that in there and then like frickin' dinged me for it. Thanks, guys. Wow, that's a bummer. But anyways, this is a super hot card right now. Wander Franco stuff is getting hot, and these base chromes are definitely on the list of things that have gone up significantly in price. So would have loved to have had 10 there. This is a guy that you haven't really heard much about. I don't think he's gonna get a chance to play much because he was a 2018 draftee, and 2020 season was non-existent. So basically he had 18 and 19, and I don't think he's made too much noise in the minors. But he was the second overall pick in 2018, so there was a lot of interest in him back in 2018 and 19 when this came out. This was his first Bowman in 2018. And I believe he played a little bit with the Giants in 2020, so he's one of the guys that has a rookie card, a flagship rookie card in the 2021 top stuff that just came out. Anyways, this got a 10, so that's nice, but I would, much rather have a 10 on a Wander Franco or a Tatis, I'll tell you that much. So, speaking of not getting 10s on Wander Francos, here's another kind of base refractor. I think this might be, no, thought it might be numbered, but, so that's a bummer. Oh well. But again, this is something that, because it's a parallel, like if you send in a base and you get a 9, like, well, really like these chromes, if a 9 would, have probably pretty crappy value, but this, because it's a refractor, it's a parallel, and it's a top player, I think it might have some, enough, certainly plenty of value over $10, maybe it's worth $40. So, it's funny, I feel like they're finding all of the lesser players and giving me 10s on those. So here's Eloy Jimenez. I just sold actually one of my better chrome parallels of him. That was a PSA 10. I don't know what these are going for. Probably, I don't know. In 10, maybe like $50 right now. $60 maybe. That'd be my guess. So here's a kind of just a wacky one. This is, I mean, the Yankees had just signed Garrett Cole back in June of 2020, or in that off season before the 2020 season, they signed him, and everybody was excited about him. And I mean, I'm a Yankee fan, so I was excited. So I was like, all right, I think this Cole looks pretty sharp. If I can get a 10 on it, maybe it's worth something. And it's an action parallel too, so it's not just a base. I don't think I would send a base Garrett Cole unless there was some reason why it was a special card. So this is SP, but unfortunately got a 9, so that's probably not worth much. So here is something I sent a bunch in. This guy's not getting much hobby love either, but back when 2020 Topps came out, this is 2020 Topps Series 1. I'm gonna get a drink here real quick. Back when this came out, he was the, really the top, or maybe one of the top 2 or 3 rookies in this product. But it's not, and he came up in 2020, and then, if I recall correctly, totally sucked and got sent back down. But still, one of the top prospects in the game. So this is one of those cards where you kind of have to get a 10, or it's not really going to be worth it unless, he does really well. I think as a 10, these are probably going for like $35, $40. But as a 9, I'm guessing it's probably like $15 or something, which I guess is still worth it. I did the math, and like if I count the grading and the shipping and the insurance cost, not including what I paid to send it there, but everything after that point, I think it's like $11 a card I paid to give these graded. So there's a 9 of this, and that's definitely not what you want. But I basically just sent in everything that was pack fresh and had sharp corners, and I'm guessing that the only thing wrong with these is centering, which I can't even really judge all that well. I mean, I guess I could if I studied this particular card, but I haven't. But like this border, this right border is a lot thicker than this right border. So assuming that right border is kind of what should be the ideal size, that's going to be a centered one. And let's take a look at another. There's a bunch of these. Yeah, see that border is another thinner border. Another 9, and then another border that's not as thick as this one, and then guess what? Here's a 10. Is that a little thicker? Yeah, I think it kind of is. So interesting. Now I kind of know, right? This is the sort of thing you gotta, you gotta figure out if you're gonna be grading these cards. Now, if you're sending in cards with borders, it's a hell of a lot easier to tell just off with the naked eye, and I'm particularly good at that. I have very good spatial awareness, and so I can see that really well. But with all these 2018, 2019, 2020 Topps base cards, it's like, how the hell do you tell if something is centered? You got to know what the landmarks are. And Panini Prism 2018, the Luka Rookie Year, is another card that's like that. some people have a really hard time figuring out what the centering on those in, but I can tell very quickly. And even though it doesn't have a border, it does have like guide marks, and you can see how far they are from the right or the left. Maybe we'll get a 2018 Prism card in here, and I can show you what I'm talking about. Because people have asked me about that before, but here's a really cool card. Jordan Alvarez is another guy that people are getting excited about because, he hits tons of home runs. But, honestly, he's not a guy I would hold for the long term at all. I do not think that this type of hitter is somebody that the hobby's going to be interested in very long. I mean, look at like Chris Davis. The guy hits like freaking 47 home runs every single year for like his entire career, and nobody gives a poop about him. So, I mean, I don't think Jordan Alvarez is going to hit 47 home runs every year. Let's see, he did hit 23 in his rookie year, but I don't know. It's not enough. So, if these are going for $50 a pop, I'll probably get rid of them. So there's one. I know I got a stack of these, so there's a 9. Now let's compare the borders there. See, these borders look pretty even in size left to right anyways to me, so that's kind of wacky. My other theory is that they just don't know what the hell they're doing in judging the centering of these kinds of issues. Like a particular grader might not know, and they just frickin' guess, flip a coin or something. Because I've sent in like 2018 Topps Update cards. I'm gonna get a drink. I've sent in so many like Acuñas and Sotos, and I don't give a flip about them. I don't even pay attention to the centering of those cards. I just look at the corners and the surface, and if those are good, I send them in. And like 9 out of 10 of those, I've gotten gems on, and I just think maybe they started caring a little bit more about centering on some of these cards. Either that, or I don't know. I don't know what, guys. I don't know what the hell's going on. So look at that. Okay, we got 1 9 and 3 10s on our Jordan so far. There's another 9. And, oh, this is nice. So this is a Topps Mini. It's funny because that corner looks like crap to me right now, but it could just be the sort of lighting or something. But, Gem Mint 10, Keston, I think he's really good, actually. I think he's got, you can be a good hitter and not get any hobby love, but, there's definitely been some hobby love for him when he was a prospect. And he did really well when he first came up in 2019, so. And I think he had a decent 2020, so I would be more comfortable hanging on to this guy. So anyways, that first box was pretty nice. I kind of want to see what I should have just kept these in stacks of 9s and 10s. Yeah, those Marcos are super nice. So, again, 50-50 was the total order breakdown. And in this box, I think I did a little bit better on 10s than 50-50. So there's the 10s. Here's the 9s. I think I have exactly one more 9 than a 10. So that's interesting because, this is roughly what the what the order breaks down to. And I didn't feel like I got completely, hosed in this box. So maybe getting a 50% gem rate is not as traumatic as I thought it might be. I'm going to keep these actually in stacks by 10 and 9. I wanted to show you also something. I'm not going to probably sleeve these up, but so these right here are something kind of cool. These are fitted sleeves, specifically for PSA graded cards. This is the Collection Case brand, and they're called slab sleeves. So the company that kind of pioneered these fitted sleeves is called Perfect Fit, but they actually changed their name, I think, to something else because there was like some kind of trademark dispute. But anyways, so those sleeves are very expensive, but these were, as you can see, $4 I got for one pack, and I bought those from a local card shop where I live. And like a bag of 100 perfect, actually they sell like bags of 50 perfect fits for like probably like, I don't know, $8-9 or something. There's like some kind of crap in there. things here so it doesn't kind of hang out. And look at that. That looks really nice. Very snug fit. Very cool. So that's what I'm going to put all of these in eventually. The kind of before those perfect fit sleeves, you'd get these graded card sleeves from Ultra Pro, and this is, you know, it's a one-size-fits-all type of product. That I'll show you what they look like. This might be a like slightly higher quality kind of product. I saw some lines on those perfect fit sleeves that I don't see on here, but there's a lot of disadvantages. Like, first of all, it's just kind of like it doesn't really fold over perfectly, so you got a lot of creases and bends and folds and crappiness going on here. And then you got, you know, so look at this. It's like a pair of baggy jeans, you know. And then this it's not nearly as good. So, you know, I might use that to ship something in, but I wouldn't store my cards in those. And I've actually got a bunch of those around that I don't really know what to do with. Actually, I know what I do with these. Are kind of nice to put a bunch of like, I don't know, packs or stacks of cards or just bunches of cards in. They're like basically very large team bags is what they are. So let's do box number 2, guys. If I'm at like 40, well, I don't know. I really want to see all these, so I kind of want to just do all this right now in one video. But I was gonna say if it's like an hour, I'm only half through. I might just do a 2-parter. So we'll see, guys. We'll see. So far, it's all been baseball. Fascinating. I'm gonna save these nice boxes with you know, the padding perfectly made for the box to send off my submission. I'll only probably need 2 of these boxes, but you know, pretty handy, especially if you're ever gonna sell a bunch of graded cards and you gotta ship them. These are like perfect for shipping them safely. Okay, well, back more baseball. So another 10 Alvarez, very nice, very nice. And these are kind of what I was kind of waiting for to get to. That I was pretty excited about because the market for this guy is definitely heated up. Bo Bichette, I think a lot of people are counting on him to have a real nice year in 2021. And, you know, his cards are going up in value, so I knew I had sent a bunch of these in, basically. You know, all the stuff I opened from 2020 Topps, I sent off in this submission, because that stuff came out in February, I think, of 2020, and then I opened a bunch. Like, I opened probably almost a full case. Probably closer to a half case I opened up just to get all the rookie cards out of there. And pardon me. You know, so I knew I had a bunch of Jordans and Bows and Gavin Luxes out there for grading. I couldn't remember if I did it in this submission or another one that I've got pending, but it makes sense there in this one. So I'm excited to see these Bows because I knew I had a bunch of them. So there's a 10. Here's a 9. Kind of want to look at the centering a bit, but yeah, the centering. Like the border, left border looks thinner on this one, on the 9 than or on the 10 than the 9. So yeah, I just don't know. I don't know. I still can't figure out if there's any rhyme or reason to their 9s versus 10s. But here's another 10, and here's another 9. Sometimes I think if they get a stack of the same card, they just like flip a coin, you know, so it's roughly 50-50. Maybe you get lucky on the coin flip and you get more 10s than 9s, you know. But there's another 10. There's another 10. Yeah, I got a bunch of these. And there's a 9. Another 10. And another 9. I bet the 9s of this particular card are probably not worth much. So far, this box looks like this. These are 10s, these are 9s. Alright, so the next one is a super fun one for me personally. This is going to go on my PC because it's a Donnie Baseball. He's my favorite all-time player. Super stoked to have pulled this one from those 2020 packs. It's a beauty of a card. Just gorgeous. Number 2, 150, so actually fairly rare for this Mojo set, this 85 Topps design. So that's pretty cool. They must have known I was a Mattingly collector. Gave me that one. Ooh, this is nice. Although it's funny because Luka's stuff has definitely sort of hit a wall because, oh my god, the Mavericks suck so bad this year. It's crazy. I mean, you know, they have their core 2. I mean, now, anyways, they do. They didn't for the beginning of the season, but they have their core 2 in Luka and Porzingis. But the rest of their guys are just not, pulling it on defense, and man, it's showing. It's showing, guys. So, so his stuff's going down, and that's a bummer, but it's okay. I would definitely hang on to this. I mean, I'll hang on to Luka's for like 3-4 years, I would say at least, until he's had a chance to, play on a team that's got a real good supporting cast. But anyways, that's pretty awesome to get a PSA 10. Like, this is a card that I'm sure I would bet maybe goes, well, I don't know, probably goes for like $500. I'm sure at some point it was like 1,000 or 900 or maybe 800 at the height, and now it's probably down significantly, but I'm sure it's $500. But I spent $10 grading this, and I think that the maximum value you're supposed to be able to submit in a bulk order is $199, and I got a $500 card out of it without any upgrade charge, so that's pretty awesome. I mean, that's definitely going to make up for a lot of these 9s, especially if most of my 9s are on these base cards that I sent in, because, it's not that huge of a loss on that card, but like a 9 on this guy versus a 10 is a massive difference. It's funny, I can see this one's way off center. Not way off center, but it's definitely, compared to that Mattingly, it's significantly off center. So I'm kind of surprised I sent that in. I definitely would not. These days, the left border is bigger than the right border, in case you're wondering what I'm talking about. But yeah, this is also numbered to 150. Cool looking card though. Again, the blue looks really great with a lot of teams that have any kind of blueness in their jerseys, like the Mariners and the Yankees. Okay, well, here's a weird one. So Jack Flaherty is a really good pitcher, but his stuff is not like super exciting. This was a gold, and I kind of sent it in thinking, oh, if I get a 9 in a gold rookie card is pretty good. I mean, the Topps gold rookie cards in flagship Topps are sort of the gold standards for rookie cards. So I think I sent this in imagining that, but honestly, the corners look really nice to me. So I don't know what the hell these guys are. The corners are really tough on these cards to get perfect because they show wear very easily. So anyways, whatever. So that's kind of, it's a bummer, but it's like, Jack Flaherty, do I really care that much about getting skunked on him? No. If I got 8.5 on like a higher end card, it would be a much bigger hit. Alright, well, this continues the like slaughtering I've faced with Bowman products, Bowman baseball products, especially with autographs. I guess I get a drink there. So Josh Young is, one of the better prospects out of the 2019 draft class. And I pulled this, out of a bunch of boxes I opened to this stuff, and it looked pretty sharp to me, so I was like, yeah, let's send that in. Let's do it. And, got a 9 on that, unfortunately. Okay, well, now we got my man, Gleyber Torres. His stuff is heating up a little bit. This card is maybe worth $50, $60 now. Maybe a bit more. I haven't looked in a long time, but there's a lot to like about this guy. Plays for obviously a big market team. He's, had a phenomenal rookie year and has done really well since then. seems like he has a pretty good future with the Yankees. So if he goes on a real big tear, these cards are going to be bonkers, and I have so much Gleyber Torres stuff right now, it's not even funny. Alright, so more kind of base flagship stuff. Alonso, here's a card where, you know, a 9 just doesn't have any value. A 10, you know, is definitely decent. Speaking of 10s, nice chrome. This is this chrome base. One before was a paper. So, nice to have a 10 there. And the last card is, oh, look at that, it's a 10. Far out. So yeah, I'm not even sure. I don't know. This card just looked, I mean, good to me, like, condition-wise. I was like, what the hell, right? Ohtani is one of those guys that, you know, sort of, we've been waiting for him to shine for a while, but injury problems have really stood in the way. I remember last year, people thought he was going to, before the season, they thought he was going to really do well because he, you know, like, he was able to pitch, I think, again, theoretically. I don't know if he ever did pitch much. But, you know, if he can be a two-way star, that's super unique, and there's lots of collectors of Japanese players because Japan is, you know, pretty active in the card market, and they're big baseball fans over there, so people get excited about his stuff. So I just thought, what the hell, you know, and a PSA 10 of a, you know, a parallel. This is a parallel card. Because it's a chrome and a paper set. You know, I think certainly because it's a 10, it worked out, but if it was a 9, it would probably been something that was hard to sell. So this box did much better than average. I'm a little scared about some of these boxes where this is going to be the 9 pile and this is going to be the 10 pile. Those might scare me. So let's move on to the third box. So yeah, right now the 10s are definitely ahead in the total head count. We've got I think three more 10s than 9s right now. So I guess it's not too crazy. Each of these boxes has, I believe, 25 cards. No, 20 cards maybe. Yeah, I think 20. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19. I think I might have miscounted that. I think that's probably 20 in here, but maybe it's 19. We'll see. Okay, here we go. Third box of 6. Oh man, there's a big card there. Big card there. I'm afraid to look. I'm afraid to look. You know what? Well, I don't know. The centering on this looks pretty tight. Gosh, I'm going to be bummed if this gets a 9. But even as a 9, this thing is super, super nice. Let's check it out. Oh, boom! Alright, I think that pretty much makes the whole order, because this is definitely the best card in here, I think. Guys, I've just been, like, thinking about this card since I sent it off. Thinking, like, oh, man, what happened to that sweet John Morant I've got? Why can't... Oh, that's right, it's off in grading. Man, I hope it gets a good grade. Wow, that's beautiful. This thing is effing gorgeous, you guys. Oh, I'm so excited about this. Numbered to 149 is the last card, 149 out of 149. Man, so like, I'm sure, I think his stuff is doing okay, because he's having a pretty good year. He was injured for a while, but I think he's been doing good, you know, when he's been playing. And I think the Grizzlies are doing alright too. But I don't know that his stuff's at the peak of its kind of height right now, but oh man, this is so nice. I think as a 10, this thing is probably easily worth over $1,000. So this is like, PSA throwing me a bone to not like give me an upcharge on this is like crazy. Wow, I'm super excited about this, you guys. You have no idea. Okay, you probably have some idea. I can't remember if I pulled this on a video. I remember opening this box, and in this box I got 3. Actually, that reminds me of something. Hang on. Yeah, that reminds me of something. This box that I got this white one in was the same box I got this card, which, by the way, I kind of have to redeem sometime soon, but I'm like totally not looking forward to it because I'm sure they're gonna totally F it up. But this is pretty awesome. This is an autograph rookie card of Ja, numbered to 79, that I've decided to wait as long as possible to redeem for no apparent reason, but mostly because I'm scared of Panini's god-awful customer service, and thought maybe I would just try to sell it, but I just don't know there's any market for redemptions that are that old. Alright, so anyways, I keep like going to bed at night and thinking, wait a minute, is that Ja Morant like redemption gonna expire? I've got to check that the next time I'm in front of that card, and I never do, so I'm glad I checked that, and I still got, you know, whatever, 6 months, 6 months, 7 months, 6.5. Alright, Anthony Siegler. So, more like kind of Bowman baseball, just always get 9s for me. Kind of sucks. Man, I don't know what's up. And more Bowman baseball 9. They just cannot throw me some love, you guys. Good lord. Yeah, I just don't know what to say. Maybe I should stop grading that stuff. Oh, wow. Okay, well, there's Shane Bieber. This in a 10 is not a bad card. $40 probably, I imagine. Yeah, no idea what's wrong with this, but there's an 8, and there's a 9, and there's another 9. So I think what happened here is like they saw me get a 10 on like a frickin' super premium Ja Morant, and they said everything else in this frickin' group has got to be a bad grade to make up for it. You know, because these are cards, all these cards are cards that are, as 10s, they're probably worth 40, 50, 60 bucks. But as 9s, nah, they're probably worth like 20 bucks. And like Shane Bieber's probably worth 10 bucks as a 9. I'm just guessing here, I might be totally wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm somewhat accurate. Austin Meadow is another guy that, you know, he's doing really well. The Rays are doing really well. But a 9's not going to cut it. And here, look at this, man. They're just killing all my base are belong to PSA. Ozzy Albies, I sent a bunch of these in. I mean, an 8.5. This card, like, literally, definitely lost money on that. That's not worth $10. So Ozzy Albies 9, Ozzy Albies 10. Thank God. But again, you know, you gonna give me a 10 on my job? We're all good. We're all good, guys. Sending Reese Hoskins. I mean, honestly, who the hell remembers Reese Hoskins? But one time he was really good. There's a 10. There's a 10. Again, in 10s, these are probably worth like 20 bucks. So, you know, I don't know, before the 2008 or the 2020 season, you know, decent chance he might have a great year, and then you're wishing you had some Reese Hoskins cards. Miguel Andujar, another guy that, you know, again, he is such a great offensive player, and he really should have won the Rookie of the Year in 2018 in a lot of people's views, including mine. But he didn't. Now the Yankees kind of don't have a place to play for him, so he's probably going to be traded. So, you know, even as a 10, this wasn't worth anything. So I guess if I'm going to get 9, it's better to do it on these cards. Yeah, just getting rocked in this box, but that's okay. That's okay, guys. So Nolan Gorman, you know, when this stuff came out, Bowman Draft, you know, his stuff was like stupid hot. I don't know that he's done anything in the minors, but now I got 2 9s of him. Yeah, this box is definitely skewed strongly towards the 9s, but there's a nice 10, so that's cool. Yeah, I just honestly don't know what the hell these guys are looking at, because I do see maybe a little something on the surface of that one. I'm surprised I didn't see that unless they put it there, those bastards. So yeah, let's look at, so that's that box. Look at this. This is the 9s and this is the 10, but the one that mattered we got a 10 on. So that's good, to get a bunch of 9s on stuff that, you know, frankly I could totally live with the 9s. Whoops, what did I do here? What did I do? Oh, that was a 10. Okay, so it wasn't quite as bad. There we go, there's the accurate 9 and 10 pile. So, let's see, right now, what we're sitting at. Okay, so right now, I'll show you. So this is the 9 pile, and this is the 10 pile. So quite a bit more 9s right now than 10s. So we should have a box or two that is, you know, more 10s than 9s. If the law of averages, well, it's not really a law of averages. I know what the total counts are, so they have to, you know, be there in the end. But you could have 3 boxes that have slightly more 10s than 9s, or you could have one box that, you know, has a bunch more 10s than 9s, and the rest have kind of even split. In case you don't know how numbers work, guys, I'm helping you out. I see Raphael Devers on the back, which is nice, because I was looking forward to seeing some of those cards. A lot of people are continuing to be excited about him. So there's another Andujar. I mean, if I had sent these in the middle of the 2020 season or after, there's no effing way I would send in Andujars. I have some really nice Andujar autos that I've got in my kind of, you know, to be graded possibly pile, and I'm just not sending those in right now because I just think he's gonna get traded and his stuff's gonna be junk, which sucks because I really like him. Anyways, there's 110 of him, so that's good. Oh wow, we finally got a Bowman Chrome 10. Impressive. Alright, so that's Joey Bart again. You know, he may not pan out. And this is from the Sapphire Bowman Draft product. Alright, now we're going to get some Devers. I'm hoping we get at least a few 10s out of these. I just kind of sent in everything, so we'll see. There's 1 9, 1 10, 1 9, 1 10. These freaking guys, they're effing with me, I think. I don't know, I find this very entertaining, you guys, even though I might get rocked. Another 10, so we're kind of ahead on 10s, I think, with him. Another 9. Look at that frickin'. I'm gonna move the lighting a little bit here so it's not always, because it's focused right on the grade area. So another 9 is another 10. Another 10. And another, so I think we're like 2 ahead on 10s with the Devers cards. So pretty good overall. Let's just make sure. So yeah, we got 4 9s of Devers. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 10s. So yeah, not bad. Alright, some Shoheis again. When I sent these in, man, people were getting pretty psyched about Ohtani and the year he was going to have in 2020. These days, I'm not sure I'd send these in, but it is what it is. There is a 9. There is a 9. There is a 10, so kind of struck out almost on him. Alright, well, here's a guy that I've been seeing some talk about, because, you know, he's got a rookie card in 2021 Topps. And, you know, he had a really bad debut in 2020. He's long been thought to be one of the top, like, 5 prospects in the game. But when he hit the majors, holy God, did he stink. So, will he get some magic back? Don't know. If he does, this card's going to be pretty sweet, though. You know, these first Bowman Chromes in 10 are pretty nice. The Acuñas of this, you know, which are similar looking because they're from 2017 Bowman. This is Bowman Draft from that year. But the Acuñas in this, like in a 10, are really nice value-wise. And even the paper cards of these, of the Acuñas, which are, you know, like a dime a dozen, it would seem. But if you get those graded 10, I think I just sold some for like $125 a pop. So here's a Trout that unfortunately is a 9. Purple Refractor, number to 250, Bowman's Best 2018. So that would have been nice to see as a 10. That would have a significantly higher value as a 10. And we've got a couple Davers Chromes here. One of each, 9 and 10. So there you have it. So that box was, you know, one more 10 than a 9. So we'll add these to our stacks. And see how the battle's going. So there you go. The big stack is the 9s. And the smaller stack is the 10s. So we've got, again, more 10s than 9s in what remains. So it's about 46 minutes in. We'll definitely finish all of these. I might do a video of me sleeving all these up. I know a lot of people like the sleeving of like the single cards. So it's quite a process to sleeve all these up. Takes a little while. Although I'm not sure I'm going to sleeve them just yet because I like to photograph the cards for possible selling before I sleeve them, because taking them in and out of the sleeve is a total pain in the butt, especially with those perfect fit sleeves. So I probably will wait on that, but eventually I'll have a bunch of these ready to sleeve up. Okay, here we go. So this is a pretty sweet card right here. This is from Topps Chrome Update, which as a set has been getting wildly popular in the past month or two. The unopened stuff of this 2018 Topps Chrome Update has been going bonkers in value after kind of being quite low for a long time. And the, you know, all the rookie cards in this set, like Acuña and Soto and so forth, they are getting to be really valuable compared to a lot of other of their cards, you know, base cards. So I think this will have some nice value to it as a 10. And it looks like I did sneak some Walker Buehlers in this. I have a bunch in that group that I've got, you know, ready to submit that I did my last video on. But it looks like I got some in this batch too, so that's cool. So there's a 10. There's a 9. There is an 8.5. Gee whiz, yeah, I see the corner problem there. That was stupid. So look at that. I think every Keston I've got in this order has been a 10, so that's nice. Keston here, let's hope he has a good season. And again, that's from the 2019 Topps Chrome Update set, which is a Target exclusive product. Here we've got Corbin Carol. I submitted him because, you know, he's there's a first Bowman rookie. It's a parallel, and you know, he was a first round draft pick, so it's got some possibility. Haven't heard really anything about him, so I've got no idea if he's got any real future, but worth having him as a 10. Jared Oliva. This is just one I sent him because it was an auto and it looked sharp. Bowman Chrome. I bet I got this out of like a HTA box. Got a lot of, I think I opened a full case of 2019 HTA. Alright, well, speaking of the Devers family, here's Jose Devers. I'm pretty sure he's the brother of Rafael. Signed by the Yankees originally, but now with the Marlins. I presume he was part of the trade for Giancarlo Stanton. that's the only deal between the Marlins and the Yankees, and so this got 10, so that's pretty cool. He's not one of the better rookies in this set, but you know, anytime you can get a anytime you get an auto first Bowman as a 10, not a pitcher, you know, it's good. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good thing. All right, so there's Jonathan India, one of the better guys out of the 2019 draft class, I believe. Maybe he's 18. I feel like he was 2018. I feel like he was one of the guys in 2018 Bowman draft. But this is orange, and it's numbered to 25, so pretty cool. You know, if he makes any kind of noise, that's a sweet card, numbered to 10. Wow, this is shocking. Shockingly bad. Wow, 8.5 on this Jordan Adams. Well, he's not one of the better guys for the Angels. I can't tell if the scratch I see is on the case or on the card, but that's a bummer. This is a 4 out of 5, so it's one of those cards I just sent in because it's so low numbered. Yeah, golly, that's crazy. I swear to God, they damaged my cards when I sent them in, because there's no way I would send something with a scratch on the surface. Alright. Alonzo Heritage. Black and white parallel, not numbered. This set, Bowman Heritage, really has not gotten much interest at all. But, you know, nice to have a 10, even though it's Alonzo, who's probably not going too many great places with his career at this point. JJ Bleday, this would have been nice to have as a 10. You know, he's another one of those really top 10, well, 4th overall in the 2019 draft. And that's a parallel base refractor. First Bowman, that would have been sweet to have as a 10. But no such luck. Oh, this is nice. This is nice to have. Riley Green was number 5. Number 5 overall, and it's a refractor, so that's pretty awesome. Definitely, probably some decent value in this. Very cool. Here's one I would have loved to have added a 10. I don't have a lot of J-Rod cards, but we got a 9, so that sucks. Okay, here is a Yordan Alvarez action. It's funny, it's an action, you know, SP, but like, is he really doing anything active? No, he's really not. He's standing there. But it is what it is, so that's pretty awesome. That came back as a 10, you know. If he gets hot, this is a really good card, because these heritage parallels, action parallels, are definitely, you know, pretty sought after. If you can get like the Acuna from 2018, I think there's a Soto action, but I might be wrong. But those cards are really nice. Ooh, here's a sweet one coming up, because I just don't have many, you know, Kobe's really at all, and I certainly don't have any graded, so that's pretty cool. I sent in a Shaquille O'Neal, like 2019 Prism refractor, and that came back as a 9, so it's pretty sweet to get a 10 here. Unfortunately, this is just a base card, so I don't think this has a ton of value, but it's cool to have a 10, PSA 10 Kobe Bryant, I'll tell you that. Cool. Alright, so here, you know, I was just sending in like any LeBrons when I did this order, you know, and everything is up in value since then, so pretty cool. Unfortunately, this only, so I was going to talk about centering, so yeah, it's funny, I can tell right now this is way off center, left or right. On these prisms, there's 3 little stripes. There are like indentations on the right. You see those? And you can only kind of see 2 here because the third one is so close to the edge. And there's also 3 stripes on this side. So you look at these 3 stripes and you look at the distance between the leftmost stripe here and the board and the edge, and the rightmost stripe here and the edge, and you can tell how it's centered. You want the distance over here to equal the distance over here from the edge. So I think I kind of figured that out after I sent this in, because this is way off center. and I would not have sent this in, but other than that centering issue, this is looking like a pretty slick card, because that's really off-center. You know, I'll almost get an OC, but I think they're much more lenient with these things. So here's something pretty awesome. This is a PSA 10 LeBron card. So like, I think this was like, this might have been one of the very first cards showing him in a Lakers jersey, because this is 2018 Prism. He's in his Cavaliers jersey. This is 2018 Optic, which I think comes out after Prism, and they finally got him in a Lakers jersey. And I think his 2018 Select also had him in a Cavaliers jersey, but I might be wrong. So, anyways, like his first cards of him in a Lakers uniform are generally pretty sought after, so to get a 10 is pretty nice. I'm sure that'll be worth more if he has a really nice playoff season. So here's another card that kind of isn't really worth anything now, but when I sent this in, you know, it was a pretty decent card. So Drew Lock is, I think, had a pretty disastrous 2020, if I'm not mistaken. So, and I probably opened like maybe one box of 2019 Prism football. So I was psyched to get him, but because, you know, he was a nice little prospect there for a minute. So anyways, all right, we got 10. So there you go. I think this is the 10s, this is the 9s. I think this box kind of evens everything out. And then the last box should be pretty even between 10s and 9s. Oh wow, look at that. It's like a dead heat. This is the 10s, this is the 9s. Alright, last box. 6 out of 6, I think. Nope. I was thinking there might be like a packing slip in here. Oh, there's some pretty sexy right on the top there. Look at this. Whoa. I mean, it's base, but oh man, a couple nice things coming right off the top here. So, there you go. Another Ja Morant 10. Beautiful. Beautiful. It's just a base mosaic, but, you know, if you're a NBA rookie doing well, then, or second year doing well, then your base rookies are going to be very hot. So, Trae Young is another guy whose stuff has really dropped. But, you know, he's having a pretty good season, as he always does, and I'm super excited to get a PSA 10 of, you know, him or Luka or Ja or Zion or any of the top young players in the NBA. I'll take that all day long. Very cool. And here's Ronnie Mauricio 9, yet another Bowman product where I just cannot buy a 10. Man, oh well. What are you gonna do? You know, does that grading a 9 knock the value up from a base more than $10? I would guess so. I would guess it probably bumps it up a fair bit. So here's a Zion Select. Oh man, I got sexiness coming. Oh man, what's next is just gonna make everyone's day, I hope. Man, they got so much, like, I feel like they got little specks of dust in these, inside the frickin' holders on these things. So 9. Oh well, his stuff is really tanking too, because the Pelicans are just not doing great. So I am so psyched about this order right now because of this next card, you guys. I think I actually got this in the same box that I got that autograph and the white. It was like a Ja Morant mania. So yeah, this is fantastic. These are not numbered, but I mean, gosh. So my Ja Morant collection is just like frickin' gone bazonkers with this order. Oh man, so this is probably the second most valuable card in this whole submission. Well, that Luka rookie maybe is pretty valuable, but it's not as exciting because it's not a parallel. This is a parallel, and it's a 10. And it's a rookie. So, good lord, that is fantastic. I'm so psyched, you guys. So psyched. And the John Morant hit train keeps on. Oh, wow, this box. I'm just looking at what's next. This box is like, oh, talk about saving the best for last, you guys. Holy smokes, there's some fire coming. Alright, so yet another PSA 10. Every John Morant, I think, has been a PSA 10, is it not? It's crazy. So, like, even this is like a super valuable card. And again, I paid $10 to grade these, so, you know, worth the wait. Yes, look at this sexy beast. Unfortunately, this is not a 2018, so it's not his rookie year. And I'm actually kind of shocked, because as I look at this, it is way off center. Look at the border there and the border there. So this is like a frickin', this is a gimme from PSA. You can't be mad. I mean, I have no loss of love for PSA right now based on this order. And it seems like most of the 9s we got were just like stupid base card submissions I sent. They're probably trying to convince me not to send base cards in because they're you know, they're a pain in the ass. Because they're low value and they're kind of hard to grade, you know, I think. So, I don't know, I'll have to really think that. But, oh god, this is so awesome, you guys. This blue and blue Luka parallels are, like, really sought after, just because, you know, they match the blue in the Mavericks jersey, at least in the 18 and 19 season. Numbered to 249. This is a card I think that I just, you know, I just really wasn't thinking about grading for a long time, and I had in a box with my NBA stars, and, you know, I was just looking for stuff that might be, you know, good to grade, and I pulled this out, and it's also really hard to get these things in 10 because every one of these, like, little intersections, basically, of the edge are a corner, so it has, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 corners, plus, you know, this has to be sharp. So these are really tough. I'm really curious what the population of these is. There's 249 of them. I can't imagine, unless they're more lenient with centering on this kind of issue. But I can't imagine there's a ton of 10s of these, so this might have some decent value. Again, it's a second-year card, so not the best, but oh my god, that's just freaking awesome. Here's one I would have loved to have gotten a 10, but, you know, it's just a LeBron 2019 card. I mean, it is a tricolor, so it's not numbered, but, you know, if this would have been a 10, it would have had some nice value for sure. But if I gotta settle for getting, like, all of my John Morant rookie cards 10s, so I can have so I have to suffer a PSA 9 LeBron, I'll do that every day, all day, baby. So this next one's pretty sweet. Again, you know, this is a card I'd sit around, no real intention of grading it. And he had a fantastic year. So this is a green parallel. It's got a nice kind of rainbow finish to it. Yeah, this is a fantastic card, really nice. Not numbered, but I don't have any graded rookies of DK. I don't have any rookies of DK. I think right now, I had one and I sold it. I had that one autograph of him that I pulled on a video on this channel, and I sold that. So don't have it. So that's pretty sweet. I mean, I totally forgot I sent that in. All right, so right now, these are 10s, these are 9s, and they got to be even by the end of this box. So it means we probably got mostly 9s coming up. But here's one that I totally expected, and I'm perfectly happy with. This card, 2018 Optic Shock. This is a card that basically is impossible to get as a 10. If I got a 10, I would, like, have an aneurysm. I expected absolutely no possibility of getting a 10. I'll tell you why. This particular issue, especially these 2018s, the shock design on these is like super susceptible to print lines. It's like they did, like, I don't know, there were like sort of sheets of this stuff, and they were small squares, and they kind of laid them over the, you know, big sheet of cards, and they all had lines in them basically. So this one has a line right here. So basically a 9 is like perfect for this card, or as perfect as you can get. I think maybe there's some like minor chance you might not have a line if like the layover or the overlay, with this shock stuff, in the printing process happened to line up just perfectly. Maybe you would get one with no print lines, but vast majority, everyone I've seen, and I've seen quite a few of them, have the print lines. So I pulled this myself, and to get a 9 is like basically getting a 10 on this card for me. So I'm psyched. I'm psyched that this got a 9. I think that's basically the same as a 10 on that card. So this thing is sweet too. Look at this bad boy. So this is a parallel of a insert. It's a blue, and I think it's numbered. Yeah, really nice. Numbered to 49. I mean, this is just a freaking gorgeous card, you guys. Look at these beautiful dark blue, shiny features of this card. LeBron with the Lakers jersey. This is fantastic. I don't know what this is worth, but I bet this is worth a fair bit. And when his stuff heats up again, it's going to be stupid nice. Alright, it's my last sip of water, so I got to wrap this up. Wow. This last box is freaking crazy good. Crazy good stuff in here. So Kyler Murray, don't have any of his stuff graded. Don't really have much of his stuff at all. I've got a few things, but not much of that I've ever sent in. This is the only thing I've sent in to get graded, and this is a nice canvas parallel of his Donruss rookie card, so that's pretty sweet. It's got that like kind of thick feel, and like it's like a fancy business card kind of woven texture to it, so that's pretty sweet. No idea what that's worth, but I know his stuff was doing pretty good in 2020, and he had a decent 2020, but I don't think his team was like super built, so they didn't get anywhere in the playoffs. They didn't get into the playoffs. But yeah, I'm psyched. That's another just like super awesome card. I think we might have like all 9s from here on out. Oh no, we got a 9, a 10, a 9, and an 8. Okay, so this is a 9. So this is from Topps Chrome Sapphire, which is something that I think is going to heat up a fair bit because it's got the Tatis cards of this, and if you get a Tatis Sapphire just base, that's a PSA 10. I mean, that's worth like over $1,000, I think, right now. Might be like well over, maybe like $1,500. But that's a super, super high-end card, and it's just a base card, so like it's totally possible to get. So that's kind of always been super expensive. I mean, the Topps Chrome Sapphire sets in general have been like bonkers. The 2018 Sapphire has Acuna rookie, and that thing is worth like $5,000 raw. It's freaking nuts. So a 10 would have been nice, but just Pete Alonso. So I'm not super disappointed. And it's funny, I was just talking about this card earlier. This is the last 10 we're gonna get out of this order. But these guys, so this is just a paper, Bowman card from 2017 with the Acuna first Bowman logo, and these cards. I mean, there was a time when this was a 20-cent card, but now as a 10, and again, I had 2 of these and I sold them recently. These are going for $125. So that's a big win. All right, so we got 1.9 and we got an 8, the lowest, I think. Oh, okay, funny. Okay, so there's Zion. Again, not getting any love on the Zion cards. But that's fine. Right now, John Morant is hotter than Zion, I think. So if I had to get 9s on one and 10s on the other, it's definitely 9s on Zion and 10 on John Morant. So, all right, the last card is kind of a wacky one. Landry Shamit. Honestly, he was. I think he was like making some noise in the playoffs last year. In the bubble, and so like his cards were somewhat attractive, but This I just sent in because it was like a silver prism of a rookie, and you gotta send those in these days because if you get a 10, it's gonna be worth at least like 40-50 bucks. If it's like anybody who's not dead. I don't really know how in the hell this ended up getting an 8, but you know, I can't be too mad about it. It's not something that I honestly, you know, man, there's like, I feel like there's scratches in this case that I just put there. No, maybe I didn't because they're way down here. Just something in their manufacturing process, but yeah, whatever. It's not that big of a deal to get a low grade on that particular card just because, you know, even as a 10, it's not really worth, it's probably worth $40. You know, but like this one, you get a 9, it's worth $30. You get a 10, it's worth $125. So I have to say I'm totally jacked by this order because of those Ja Morants. I now have like what, 4 gem and 10 rookie cards of him, like one of which is pretty low numbered. So again, I think I got 2 more 10s than 9s in this order overall. Here's what it looks like in a big old stack. Whew. Okay, so the stack on the right is 10s and the stack on the left is 9s. So, alright, well, given what I knew about this order from just looking at the distribution of 10s and 9s, I was very skeptical. I was very worried I was going to be totally pissed at this order, but it turns out kind of the best possible scenario, given what I knew, you know, ended up being the case, which is that most of the 9s that I got in this order were pretty low dollar cards. A lot of like just baseball base kind of stuff. And, you know, a bunch of the really high end cards, especially basketball, ended up being 10s. So that's about as good as I could have hoped for. Out of this order. Actually, you know what? I had the... Oh man, what's going on here? Okay. I'm just realizing I have the wrong, like, stack. Like, where the hell are the 10s? At some point I screwed this up. Okay, so this is all 9s. And this is all 9s. Oh, I think I... Alright, so well, I'm gonna have to, like, redo my big stacks of these. These are 10s. No, god dang. Somehow I mixed everything up. I mean, I think I had it right when I had that big stack, but then somehow something I did mix these up. So I got 10s with 9s and 9s with 10s. So there's 9s. Good. So that's all 9s. I hope. 9s and 8s. Not 10s. Alright, that's 9. I'm gonna zoom out here. Oh, wrong direction. So you can see what I'm doing here. Is this whole stack 9s? Very well, maybe. Yeah, this whole stack is 9s. So one thing I don't have is like a bunch of boxes, like shoebox size, like 2-row boxes for holding graded cards. I just ordered some, so until those arrive, I'm gonna have to kind of make do with something else for storing all these. I think, okay, these are all 9s. Take this one off because it's got a sleeve and it doesn't quite go with the rest. These are all 9s. Okay, I think I see what's going on here. Okay, so those are 9s. I think I just put a bunch of 9s on that stack of 10s. 9, 9. Okay. Those are 9s. These are all 10s, I believe. Okay. So that's a 10. So I think after getting a few more 10s than 9s compared to what I had before. So let's take another look. I think this is a 9. So yeah, I don't know what I was doing before, but now I've got them. These are the 10s, these are the 9s. So I got about 2 more 10s than 9s. Alright, well that was stupid. Okay, well, I'm tired. You guys are bored. Thanks so much for watching. I think actually I will have another PSA order, but a pack order coming soon. In fact, I know it was shipped. So it should be here this week probably. So I've got that coming. I've got, a freaking truckload of 2021 tops coming tomorrow. So yeah, I'll probably be making a bunch of videos this weekend. I'll probably do a live stream this weekend too. So we got a lot of cool content coming up. Just because a lot of orders are coming in for stuff. So and I think I have some football coming in too. So alright, well anyways, thanks so much for watching everybody. We'll catch y'all later. Have a great one. Bye now.